Yeah, so we're live now. Yeah, no, it was a busy year, but awesome year for you. Awesome year for you, man. I kept watching all the updates, and there's quite a few guys that are shooting the matches in the States now, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, it opened the door. It really opened the door. The border being back as usual
Yeah,
or almost. Yeah, so we got back access to what every match is happening
yeah,
in the state, and there's quite a lot really close
I know
to the borders. And so
for
all the
sure.
guys in Ontario, they got the northeast region,
Yeah,
and for Quebec, we got they split uh, Northeast and New England last
okay.
year. So before it
Oh,
was
really?
one
One,
region,
yeah,
but
it was one region.
but it was too wide.
Okay.
People from inside the region had to travel like 16 hours to
Oh,
go to
geez.
a match, and so so it didn't make a lot of sense. So they split that
Okay.
last year, and so they made Northeast,
Yeah.
where is MKM and
Okay.
a couple other ranges out there. I think Thunder Valley is there,
Okay.
and they got New England, where we got Pig River.
Okay.
What are the other Pig River, Granby, um, Sheepdog,
Nice.
and a few other.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah,
It's so much closer for me than going to London, Ontario, or North Magnetawan with NRL. So it's
yeah,
good we have choices. That's the big thing is we've never had so many, and more just keep coming up year after year. So
yeah.
and the guys are shooting the NRL regionals and the national, so they're traveling all the way to Texas for that, which is
Yeah,
cool.
so yeah,
That's amazing.
it's really far, but yeah, really, really, really cool, and they perform really great
Yeah, I
from what
know.
I saw. Yeah,
I think what it did was make the Americans aware of just how good the shooters are in Canada. We're small, but there's some phenomenal shooters that come out of here. So
yeah.
it's good. It's good. Yeah,
No, a lot of couple of guys were in the top 10.
for sure. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You
and
had
so
Grant that was I think came in second nationally. Grant Sparling out of Ontario. So it's
yeah,
pretty good. Yeah, Matt had a good result. A lot of guys had good results, so it's good. It's good to see that. Yeah, and then you're doing not so bad too as you cross the border, right? Usually you're on the
yeah.
podium. Yeah,
I haven't shot much Rimfire last
no,
year. I've shot like the 3 minimum matches to do the finale for the region, and then the
yeah,
finale to the region. That's
yeah,
it. So, and I've changed the rifle mid season
yeah.
because I got a remix.
Okay,
So when I received the chassis, it was mid season.
okay,
I put the gun in it. Didn't had any time or didn't want to
yeah,
make any ammunition testing, lot testing, and stuff like that. So we just grabbed the ammunition, like the rimfire ammunition I had
yeah.
in stock, and I went directly to the match. Nothing, sorry, no dope confirmation before the match.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just input the data in the Kestrel,
That's how
and
I shoot.
I was
That's how I
pretty
shoot,
off.
Yannick.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah,
I know I've lost couple points
yeah.
because
But
of that, because I was
yeah,
too high or too low depending on
yeah,
distances. But I wasn't going for the rimfire. I was just doing it because, like, on Saturdays a lot of matches were center fire
yeah,
on Saturday and rimfire on
yeah,
Sunday.
yeah,
So
yeah.
being there, I'm
Might as
shooting
well,
both of them, and so
for sure,
yeah, so I did it just for fun.
for sure.
But yeah, but no, I got some confirmation on dope and
Good.
stuff during the winter, so next
Yeah,
season is gonna be easier on rimfire,
yeah.
we'll say.
And maybe we'll talk about that once we go live, and we'll talk about kind of where you were shooting a 4.55 before, no? CZ
Mm-hmm.
in an ACC, and then you jump to the Rimex.
Yeah, and
Perfect.
I
Yeah.
still have the 4.55,
Okay.
and truly I don't know which one I like the most, but
Well,
but I
when
figure
you're sure. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
figure
Perfect.
what I like about the remix now. So
Okay. All right. Stand by. We're gonna go live. Stand by. Hey, welcome to the Rimfire Nation Podcast. Tonight we have a special guest, Yanick Sab Leblanc, who is going to walk us through the process of competing nationally, internationally, and talk a little bit about his experience traveling to the States, and also the big international news with the Rimfire PRS international competition going to be held in Italy. Do you remember? Do you know what city that is, Yannick? Was it going to be in Italy? Do you know?
I've read it somewhere, but
Okay,
I don't
we'll
remember. I
find
know
out.
the name of the range and stuff, but
Perfect. Well, the
yeah,
Rimfire Nation podcast is brought to you by Tesro.ca for all your precision shooting needs. And before we get started, we're going to take a look at see what Tesro has in the new and noteworthy just arrived section. So let's take a look. There's always the new Spur chassis is available. Uh, Rem 700 short action. I've not seen this at all. Have you seen this at all, Yannick? The new
yeah. I
Spur.
saw the first one from a guy from Spur who was at the Center Fire finale last
Nice.
year.
And what's your impression of it?
It's a solid chassis.
Yeah.
The grip is different than what we're used
Oh
to,
yeah. Yeah.
but all
Let's
the
take a look.
ergo, all how it's made, it's a good quality stuff.
Okay.
It's just the grip you need to it need to
Yeah.
fit you well. But
It is different. It reminded me of the broom handle Mauser. You know, the Han Solo pistols a little bit. Again, I haven't held it yet, but that's what it looks like firsthand. And obviously, we've got spur mounts, and not sure how many people know, but Tesla is also a dealer now for Deuce Ultimatums. So they've got a Deuce Ultimatum barreled 22 IBI heavy barrel with a TriggerTech trigger for $25.99. That is a great deal for that bundle, and I think it's like it says it's a couple $100 off. The LRP, it's a good deal for an LRP. For those that don't know, the long range precision CZ457 is basically ready to rock out of the box. Comes with a fluted barrel, a muzzle brake. I think it's got 20 MOA on the rail and everything you'd need. Some people eventually change out the stock because they just want something different. But there's nothing wrong with that stock in terms of how solid it is. I got to play with that for a few weeks when it first came out. I liked it, but again, to each their own. But certainly, you can win with that rifle. So, and that is what's new and noteworthy at Tesro. So, Yannick, welcome to the podcast. Thanks for taking time out of
thank you, Ray.
your busy days. I know that you've got two young ones at home now and work. And for those that don't know, we had to reschedule last week because of a last minute emergency.
Yeah,
Yannick's in the healthcare profession, so priority is the health and safety of the people that we work with. So perfect. Welcome, Yannick. So I get during the pre-show, I couldn't help but notice how beautiful that wall is. You're giving me an idea to do a white wall. I just set up my rifles. So you've got center fire and rim fire there,
yep. 2 rimfire and 3 center fire.
right? And for those that don't know, Yannick is one of the coolest shooters, the calmest shooters I've ever seen. He doesn't get angry. He doesn't show it. He might get angry. He might get frustrated, but he doesn't show it. He just reads where he went wrong, makes the correction, and doesn't make the same mistake twice in the same match. So that's what always impressed me. And you were winning for a long time in the CRPS matches with a CZ455. So just goes to show that a lot of it is down to being able to adapt to conditions and understand if you're making misses, what you need to change to turn those misses into hits. And during the pre-show, we were talking about that you're now moved on to a Rimex. Is that correct?
Yeah, I got a remix down the road. Finished the build mid-season last year. Got some issue here and there before I figured out what was happening, and then I've changed some parts. Now
Okay,
it's rocking really well, and I ended the season with the remix last year.
nice. And what
So
what what barrel did you put on that?
it's a benchmark,
Okay,
26 inches. So it's
okay,
it's basically like MTU 26 inches. It's
nice.
basically exactly the same as my
That's your
center
center
fire
fire.
rifle.
Nice.
Yeah,
And
it's
what
just to practice the same ergonomics and same movements and stuff. So
Nice. And what trigger did you end up putting on that?
Trigger Tech.
Trigger Tech.
It's I got a diamond on every single in my rifle. So
Each two-stage or single stage?
a single stage.
Single stage. Did you ever try the two-stage?
No.
No?
To be
Okay.
well, I've played with it,
Yeah.
and I like it, but since I started my shooting career with a two-stage triggers, and I switched with the Trigger Tech single stage.
Yeah.
And since I started shooting a lot, I was only using those one stage. So when they got the two stages, it was in between going back to two stages and
Okay.
switching all my triggers on every rifle and being used again to
Yeah.
two stages, or just keeping the way I was going. And
Yeah.
so I just I didn't change all my triggers.
Yeah. That's a couple of thousand. That's a couple of $1,000 in upgrade. So not everyone can just make that decision lately. So
no, it's
cool.
not just a rifle. Like
Yeah.
when you only change one, it's not that bad. When you have to change like 4 or 5, it's
That's it. It's a multiplier. And what optics did you end up putting on that rifle?
The remix itself.
Yeah.
Well, it got a Schmidt because my girlfriend got jealous about the Night Force I got.
Okay.
And so she stole my Night Force to put on the rifle. And so I put back I got myself another Schmidt that I put on the remix.
Okay.
And it's now sitting on the KDEX Pro chassis.
Okay.
It's the first one up there.
Yeah, I haven't seen the Pro chassis yet in person. I'm hoping to see some of those this year, as certainly in the Ontario matches. Hopefully, people are going to bring those out and take a look at it. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I guess you're happy with it.
Yeah, pretty happy with it. It got more quality for center fire because the recoil reduction on it is really impressive.
Okay.
Compared to the other ones.
Interesting.
But for the Rimfire, they got the insert in the mag well that you can change. You have a standard insert that you put for all center fire, and you can just switch the plastic insert in front, and you get you got one for the Rimfire itself, and it really snug the mag at the right place.
Interesting.
And the mag latch is also adjustable. So
really?
Yeah. And so I've using the remix, I've adjusted the mag height for the center fire itself, and then I put the remix in it and played with the mag themselves. But using Bergara where the mag is fixed and stuff, it's pretty cool to get the feature to put the mag where you want it, and knowing the insert itself is gonna, it's getting the mag. It feels that the mag can't move at all when you when you clip it, but when you try to release it, just by gravity it go down.
Okay,
and
interesting.
So
that's perfect. That's the best
really
of both
perfect
worlds.
fit for the Rimfire. So. Nice. Using that setup for the end of the Rimfire season last year, I had no extraction issue or feeding issue with the remix. It was my fear, but really cool feature for that.
Nice. We'll have to check that out. Thanks for that. Perfect. So the main topic this evening is the international PRS competition that was announced, I guess, a few months ago. Can you tell us a little bit about kind of your involvement in it and kind of where it came from and where you think it's going and what people need to know about it?
Yeah, well, probably most people know last year happened the Center Fire international event in France, where every country had a couple guys and some had team to show up at the competition and compete on the higher international level you can get. And I think the idea is to be almost as close as what the IPSC is. A big community, international, and people from different countries showing up out there and having a good time shooting and competing, country against country and people against people and stuff. So it's really cool. we got two guys last year who went there from Canada, and for what the organization is going to do is 1 year is going to be Centerfire, the next year is going to be Rimfire, the next
Okay.
one's going to be Centerfire again, and Rimfire.
Interesting.
So every 2 years it's gonna be back. So
Okay.
for this year, it's going to be in Italy,
Okay.
which is a really, really beautiful country.
Yes.
For the Rimfire itself, and next year is going to be in South Africa for
Wow.
Centerfire
Nice.
match.
That's a
So
beautiful country too.
a lot of good project. As we haven't had a team last year,
Yeah.
we organized ourselves a bit late, and so I got involved really from not from a long time. We are for 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 people on the I'll call council or board. Don't know how to say it,
Yeah.
but for all the organization for Canada, I represent the East Coast, so Ontario and eastern part of Canada, and we got Ryan McLean. Everyone knows him.
Yep.
Josh Botta,
Yep.
who's the engineer
MDT.
at MDT, and Dave Griacci. I mean, don't want
Dave
to
Gariani.
Gariani, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Who's getting involved also from West Coast,
Okay.
and
Nice.
yeah. So just might have show up for the podcast today, but he texted me earlier. He's just quitting the shot show, and he got
I
in the
know.
plane. So yeah, so you couldn't be there,
That's too
but
bad.
he wanted to. But so yeah, so it's how it's organized right now.
Okay.
We already have, as we we posted here and there on Facebook, the form for people who have an interest to compete for for the international match in Italy for this year.
Okay.
Most country are doing like competition to select their staff for this year. We found that we were a bit too late to do that right now, and so we were going for the like last year and the few last year performance on both Rimfire and Centerfire for the guys who have an interest in the competition itself. So the form is more asking people if they like at which level they want to be involved, what have been their accomplishment in the Rimfire and Centerfire matches for the last few years and stuff like that. So we mostly we have a lot of good shooters, but we don't have a huge base of shooters. So we probably know all of them, and so we're going to build Team Canada around that.
Okay.
And
is that going to be just a selection process by the committee, or is there a
we're already
qualifiers or something?
We're working on points, like doing different matches, depending on which place you've done them, and everything, putting points on that, and so we're gonna get a way to select people from from the last few years' scores, and for now we've started working on it, but we're not too far because we're waiting to see if we get a lot of application. Like if we have, I think it's 24 something, 24 around that people to get a full team. So if we get, let's say, 25 application, like we're just gonna get about everyone in the crew doing it. So
that's a great number. That's a lot of great shooters you can put on the team there.
Yeah, but the team is it have some division itself in itself, and so you have the open category. We have the factory rifle, which is, well, it says what it is. It's a factory gun, but it doesn't have a price mark on it. And so you can go really deeply in there. There is Anschutz. I don't know the name of the model that come with the ACC chassis, and I found it on Tesro website, and it just came as is. Or you can even just shoot the 457, I think. There
Okay.
is also one model that come with
The
the
precision with the chassis. Yeah.
that come with the chassis, and so
Yeah.
you can just grab that and go with that to finally and be in productive division. And there is also
Oh, is that right?
Youth
Okay.
woman, and
Okay. Cool. So
the usual
a big broad section. Awesome. So
yeah.
how can they find out more information about that shoot? Is Facebook, or is there a website that they have?
Yeah, well, they have a Facebook. It's been, I'll try to find it right
You will?
now,
Okay.
but
I think
it got about
I
the
found
same
something.
name.
Yeah. Let
It's
me. No, this one brings you to that, but
I
I'm hoping
got
to
it
find.
right here.
You got it. Okay. You can post it up in the comments section. I was trying to see if
It's called IPRF. This is
IPRF
for Rimfire. All right, cool. International
precision rifle.
Precision Rifle.
Okay.
Not sure what the F is for, but
Federation. Federation.
Federation. Yeah,
Yeah. And
IPRF. They have a Facebook page,
yeah.
and you get all the information out there. They don't release a lot of information. They release when they're sure what is going to
Yeah.
happen, but you get the categories
Okay.
and stuff. So what we're gonna do is with the selection point,
Yep.
we're gonna go from first shooter and ask him which category he want to shoot in,
Okay.
and we're gonna go down the list and see. So we might get everyone wanting to shoot in, let's say, in production.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna fill the production spot first,
Okay.
and then when they're not gonna be any more choice, we're gonna ask the shooter like, well, we only have open spot. Do you want to take it or not? And
Okay.
we'll go down the list this way.
Makes sense. Again, as the group matures, it'll evolve over time and different
Exactly.
mechanisms.
It's a first year,
Yeah.
and so we just want to
Just
get
out
in
there.
line with that.
I know.
Yeah, being there, we know we have a lot of really, really good shooters.
Yeah.
We know we compete with the US, which has a tons of shooter, and so we expect to perform well.
Yeah.
Even at that match in international. And Italy is a nice country, so you go there for like a week or two, and you can have fun with the group, put some vacation in there, and enjoy shooting at the same time. I'm sure it's going to be a really, really great experience. And
I mean, I'm just curious to see how everybody kind of stacks up in terms of who are the best shooters in the world,
Yeah.
Because again, they've been shooting rimfire and target rifle over there for decades and decades in the Olympics, and so they've got that feeder system. And for us, we're still fairly new in the rimfire world. I mean, we're aside from the ones that are shooting ISSF Olympic style, it's only been in the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, but on the precision rifle style of shooting, they are new to that.
That's true. So I wonder who's going to come up with a course of fire. It must be an international committee that decides the course of fire.
I think it's those who host the match who's going to design the course of fire. Of course, we have a lot of expectation out of it, but it's them who have to.
It's going to be interesting. I'd love to come and just watch the competition and see what a international PRS match, a Rimfire PRS match is all about.
Yeah, and so cool. So I think we keep the form and the application. The application form itself open for 2 more weeks, and then we're gonna check for everything. What people have to know is that we are looking right now for sponsorship and stuff for to help shooters do with the cost of the travel.
Sure.
But people have to know it's an expensive travel. It's going to Europe. You're gonna have to pay for lodging, food, and stuff, and so. It's not a $200 trip, or it's not going to it's not going to get paid to get there and stuff. So
it's going to be you're purchasing a a huge experience and a lifetime of memories. So
Yeah,
it's a pretty serious. Hopefully the community will step up and see what they can do.
yeah.
People will find a way. People will find a way if you're
Well,
motivated.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and
for
we're
sure.
also on our side working on that. So
Nice. That's good. Awesome. And then, do you know what it takes to get rifles across international borders? Is it any more
I've
complicated than the U.S.? I don't know. I don't have any experience with that.
I've looked for France for
Yeah.
the center fire. It
Yeah.
was just paperwork,
Okay.
nothing too complicated. I don't know
Okay.
for Italy for sure, but as they are in the
EU.
European Union,
Yeah.
I bet it's about the same. So
Yeah,
it's a couple
probably.
of form here and there, and
Because like I know
you're
the,
good
the
to go.
the IPSC guys were always traveling back and forth for shoots
Yeah,
internationally, so it can't be that big of an issue. I don't think.
no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
about from what I've read, it's close to the same of the United States.
Yeah. And all we need for the states is a Form 6, correct?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's just a quick paperwork. You wait
Yeah.
for the answer, and
Yeah.
you're good to go.
Yeah. Because last time I think we just emailed. All they want is rifle serial number, ammunition, round counts, and then we
Well,
usually
it's a form.
it's a form. Yeah.
It's 2-page form. But that's the information they ask:
Yeah.
model of the rifle, serial number, length of it, and your name, your PAL, your stuff
Perfect.
like that. And you email that to the ATF, and
Okay.
they
And they come back with
yeah,
a question or an
exactly.
approval. Perfect.
Yeah.
Good. So now I didn't see a submission form on the Facebook page for the international rimfire shoot. Do you have a
Well,
link?
we send it pretty every Facebook pages
Okay.
for Rimfire, so I'm pretty sure we send it on. I yeah, me and Josh post it on CRPS
Okay.
Facebook page.
So it'll be around
It
there. So
was 2 weeks ago,
okay,
but yeah, I should
it'll be
put
there.
it back again,
Yeah, just bubble
just
it
so
up.
it's
Yeah,
on top
exactly.
of all the tuners post and
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and I'll pin it to the featured once it pops up. I'll make sure it's at the top of the page
all
so
right,
folks can have
let's
access to
do
it
that.
because I'd love to see Canadians just get out there and see how we stack up and get some international experience and bring back some of that those findings and experiences, and
Yeah,
I think that'd be
we got
awesome.
already a lot of application
Good.
from what we've checked, but yeah,
Yeah,
the more we get, the better it is.
we probably know most of them, Yannick. It's
Huh?
gonna be the same guys. It's got to
Yeah,
be the same guys.
I know a couple of guys. I
Yeah,
know a couple of names.
that's cool. Good. I can't wait to see how it ends up. Do you know when it is? When is the competition? Is it summer,
Yeah,
spring,
end of August.
end of August? Okay, so
Yeah,
there's a little less than a year to go. Interesting. I wonder if it's going to be super hot. Probably depends where in Italy. So
yeah, yeah, exactly. It's not that hot. I don't. I went there once or once,
yeah,
but I don't remember when it was and stuff.
yeah.
Always
Depends on where
cool.
you go. Rome was always stinking. My sister lives in Rome, so it's always
Oh, really?
hot and humid in the summers.
Well,
And
you should come.
maybe.
You have a place to stay. It's
I,
not bad.
I guess depends on where it is, but we have a full schedule. August is looking pretty booked already this year, so
Yeah.
we'll see. Yeah, I mean, if I could make it, I'd love to just be an observer and just check it out and see what's going on. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect, super. That's it. Anything else on that International Precision Rifle Federation that you think we should cover before we change gears a little bit?
No, I don't
I think
think.
that's
I
it.
think we've covered it pretty
Yeah,
well. Anyway, I don't. Is it
yeah.
me or I don't see anything in the chat? Maybe
Uh,
people have some question
in
or
the comments, we answered one. Um,
okay. Yeah.
there was one
Okay.
about the
We got
production
we
and
got our
open.
own chat, and then there is the
Yeah,
Facebook
yeah. There's
comments,
the comments. Yeah, exactly.
which is like a full voodoo in a chassis. Okay, that's
So
been a while. Yeah,
yeah,
those
yeah, yeah.
questions have been
So so
there for
so
a while.
so Matt just wants you to talk about the KDX chassis. So yeah,
That room looks.
way up
What
on
what
top.
is he asking? If I fly the Canadian flag. Can I join your team?
Yeah,
Yes, Mike, you
Mike
can.
Levine. Yeah,
Yeah. Yes, Mike, you can.
and then Mike Hynek.
I know you're a Canadian and hurt. So in your
There you
heart,
go. Heart,
heart. Yeah,
heart.
my bad.
There you go.
Heart.
And I think you answered the question about open shooters who don't make open able to shoot production. You guys are going to fill
Will
production, and
open
then
shooters who don't make open be able to
yeah,
shoot? Yeah. It's what I I
that's it.
probably answer later.
Yeah,
Then
I think that's about it. There was no other specific questions on that, so I think we're good there. So now you've got a venture. You're providing online instruction too now, right, Yannick? You have classes. You provide classes now
yeah,
in shooting. When
yeah.
did that start, and what's that all about?
Beginning of January.
Okay.
I've been planning this for a while now. I've been thinking about it for a long time, and since last year I was more and more thinking about it. And the idea behind is that there is more and more people doing classes that I don't. I don't want to be too rude with that, but I'll say it the way I see it. People without any qualification or barely experience that are not really known in the
Yeah.
community are offering classes and
Yeah.
making people pay a lot
Yeah.
of money out for a quality that is really questionable. And
Right.
I've know a couple of people who have take class here and there and who come back and ask me to go shoot with them, and they don't know, like, we're going to shoot at 700-800 meters, and they don't even know how to turn their turrets, because
Right.
during the class the instructor was turning the turret for them.
Oh, really? Okay.
And so they so yeah so you pay, let's say, $500 or $1,000
Wow.
for a class of a day or two, and you can't even make a shot at 600 after that. And so so basically it's what was running in my mind. Like, it just make no sense. And since the C-21 bill have been out, I think the shooting community have to get closer
Yeah.
to each other, and more supportive and stuff like that. And so it's where I stepped it up and I said, like, enough is enough. I'll do some class at a, I'll say, lower level,
Yeah.
or
More basic,
as like,
more
more
fundamentals.
basic, and more introduction classes.
Right.
And so I don't feel like I'm stealing the job of anyone, and I'm trying to introduce more people to the
Right.
sports
Super.
of long range shooting and stuff like that. And so it's really how it started.
Okay.
And now here we are. We've been 2 classes in,
Okay.
and I think people are really enjoying it so far. And well, I hope it's going to help to grow the sport, and people's going to come and shoot more and more,
Right. For sure.
either rimfire and centerfire matches where they are, and grow the community itself. And it's a big fight we're going to have to do for the all the firearms owner, for at least a couple of years. And so
You
so
need to get
yeah.
So what format does the course take? Is it online Zoom? Is it a video they download, or is it interactive?
I want it to
how does it
be
work?
a real class, but it is for now. I'm still testing it so
Okay.
far, and so it's been 2 classes now. The third one's going to be a PRS introduction class,
Okay.
is next week, and so it's been so far only online
Okay.
with Teams, but I'm probably gonna switch to Google Meeting or Zoom,
Okay.
because we got some issue with Teams so far.
Okay.
But it was just testing. So I've tested the size of the group.
Okay.
I wanted people to ask their question and make it flow.
Right.
So it's not just showing a PowerPoint and
Right.
talking all the time. And so
So like, it's like a
um,
5 to 6 people or more.
I've done one at 10 or
Okay.
11 people, and
That's a
I've
big
done
group.
one with 5.
Okay.
And it was about the same.
Oh yeah. Good.
And that's the main reason I want to test it. Like,
Yeah.
at how many people, it's going to be too much.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so I got
That's cool.
way more questions, way more. It was more fluid with 10 people
Okay.
than 5, because at 5, it's
It's
people
too.
were every person was asking more question,
Yeah.
but overall it was more, we were more on the PowerPoint, the video, and the
Okay.
presentation itself. And so I preferred so far the bigger group of 10 people.
Okay.
But I'm not saying it's going to work for every classes.
Yeah.
There's no long range ballistic introduction was quite minimal on the subject itself.
Right.
But for, let's say, the next week, the PRS introduction is going to be way more technical. And
Okay.
so, well, it's not going to be more technical than ballistic itself, but it's going to be more
More in depth, more
let's
detailed.
say, yeah, in depth on the subject.
Okay.
On a, it's not going to be touching the rifle.
Okay.
Like for 10 minutes touching the rifle,
Yeah.
10 minutes touching the cleaning process,
Okay.
10 minutes on what is reloading, 10
Okay.
minutes on the
Right.
ballistic coefficient. And it's not going to pop
Right.
left and right. It's going to be all on the same subject.
Right.
And so
Positioning.
yeah, and so
Nice.
I think the group is 6 or 7 people.
Okay. And
for
how long is the course? Each session.
The first one, the first 2 sessions took 2.5 hours to 3 hours for introduction to ballistic. For PRS, I expect to be about the same. I put a number of subjects to be close one to the other, and so but truly, it's all again, it's keep on testing phase. And so I might I started the class and saying, at 10 o'clock I'm going to sleep, and so we're gonna cut the class. If we're halfway through the through the subject, we're just gonna plan a second
one. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And so
cool.
it's the way I'm doing it right now.
Nice.
And we'll see. I've got couple places that offered me to do the class in person.
Okay.
Labrador step it up for that.
Nice.
They have a nice conference room at their facility in Trois-Rivières, Quebec, and they offered me the place to do it. But
nice.
As a lot of people are from really far, I got some people from North Coast and British Columbia so far that took the course, and one guy from France asked me to be there, but it was for him. It was like 3 a.m. But anyway, so for now I'm still testing. So we'll see if we do stuff in person. For sure, PRS gonna have to be in person at some point.
Yeah,
because you can't cover it really well just by video imaging and stuff like that. You can cover the really, really basic of PRS for someone who haven't show but never show attempt or anything at a PRS match. But other than that, it had to be in person. And the same apply for even long range. It's easy to talk ballistic theoretically in a distance, but when you want it, it would be way more cool to shoot it after the theory. But so far the issue is in Quebec you can't really go to any shooting spot that have 6 meters and more to introduce people. The only option is the military base, and it's pretty hard to get access, but I'm working on it.
Nice.
And but there is some place in Ontario I've been invited for that. There will be soon a 600 yards range near my place, and so we're probably going to be able to do something there. And other than that, I'm looking through a couple of ranges in the in the United States,
That's
but
cool.
people's gonna have to ask for a Form 6, and
Yeah.
so they're gonna be really involved at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it
For
goes.
sure. I'm sure. It's popular. You could tell just by the response you're getting how many people have been wanting something like this for so
Yeah,
long and not really finding anything.
I got a wait list of more
Yeah.
than 100 people right now
Okay.
for only basic classes.
Nice.
So
Good
yeah,
for you.
pretty cool.
Well, it's a testament of your teaching style because again, not you've got to find the right teacher that kind of speaks to you in the same way that you absorb. And I think
Mhm.
you've got a great easygoing style and very sympathetic, not the hardcore finger pointing, do this, do that,
Yeah.
So I think it's organic, I think is kind of what the
We'll
teaching
see.
style is.
I'm really looking forward to bringing people to shoot
Right.
physically during the classes, but it's
Nice.
the most complicated part so
Yeah.
far. So I
Yeah.
started on the easy side with
Yeah.
just
That's it.
online classes, but yeah, it's free. It's a nice introduction, and
Yeah.
I'm not asking anyone anything about that. And so
Okay.
you show up if you want, and if you have anything
Nice.
else
That's
this night,
awesome.
you go. And but the counterpart is that I'm doing it on my free time, and so
Yeah.
it's going to be on my terms.
There you go. That's the only.
I
That's the only
got some
adjustment.
people asking, "Oh, can you do a class like that, or can you do a private class on Saturday?" And no, I won't. And so, but well, I'm saying I won't. Not now.
Not
It's
right.
not.
Not
It's
right
not.
now.
Yeah, it's not the objective right now.
Yeah.
I
Perfect.
want to get more people involved and stuff.
Yeah.
And so, if it doesn't serve those objectives at this point, I'm not. I'm not interested. And even more that I'm doing it on my time.
Yeah.
So
And it's going to evolve. It's going to be more efficient and more. You want to be able to affect more people with less effort, and it's going to change over time. But that's great.
yeah.
It's super that you're giving back to the community and you're looking to help out. How could people get more information about your courses? Is there a Facebook
Well,
or a website or?
so far it's only on my Facebook page,
Okay.
my PRS Facebook page. I know I posted here and there a couple questions to people to get a better idea of what shooters want and
Right.
what they're looking for. But other than that, it's only my Facebook page. And
Okay.
as I said, I have more than 100 people on the wait list, so I don't
Right.
I don't have any interest to make it more popular at this point right now. When I'm gonna have, when I'll be at 0 people on the wait list, or let's say 10 and less, I'll look into that. But
Right. Well, I've posted your Facebook page, your PRS one, so maybe you'll get a little bit more. But that way, people are going to ask how to get in touch, and there it is, guys. If you want to see what it's all about, and it's in one of the posts as you scroll down, you can see the schedule.
Yeah, you get I've created
courses.
an email. It's my YouTube email because my one of my YouTube my first YouTube page got shut down, and so it's the spare email for the new YouTube channel that I use for the email classes.
Okay.
It's just easier because a lot of people are just sending me messages, but I've got so much in the day. It's like just send it to the email, and at some point I'm just gonna put everyone on the wait list straight from the email. It's really, really easier for me. But yeah, you get all the information. Just scroll this couple posts behind. But
now, are the courses in English or French?
I do both.
Okay.
Well, I'm looking to do both. So far, it's been only in French, as all the wait list is for French classes.
Okay.
But I'm really open to do it in English. I know right now, because during the winter, as I stop traveling to the US, I'm losing my English, but I want to keep it. So it's just my English brain is off, and it shows just talking to you right now. It shows, like I'm searching my words and stuff, and but yeah, usually my English is a bit better than that. But
it's been sleeping. You just need to wake it up and use it a bit more.
Yeah, exactly. And my new hospital, everything is in French right now, and so I'm losing even more. But that being said, yeah, I'm really open to do it in English for sure.
Okay. And then Gabriel Gabriel Jones, the classic question. Now you've
No,
got
I'm
a
not gonna do it, and
you
because
have a
I
YouTube
got
video, don't you? You have a YouTube
yeah,
video on
yeah,
that.
but it's only in French,
Oh,
and
okay.
I it's been through 2 years, I think.
Okay.
I've been asked to do it in English
Yeah.
also, and I'm supposed to do it. It's on my to-do list from 2 years now. I'll do it this winter.
Okay.
I'll do it. I promise. I'll do it this winter. But
See,
no,
that's
I'm
that's
not gonna do
now
a
based on the demand.
class.
That's going to be worth money. You could charge $100 to have access to that video, Yannick. Pay for your third child.
Maybe I'm thinking about it. I'll think about it.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, I've been asked for a win class, and I know a lot of people are would like
Yeah.
to get one. The main reason I don't would do it, it's gonna take way more than two
For
hours
sure.
to cover all the subject. I've made a video of 30 minutes,
Yeah.
30 something minutes on YouTube, and it's a heavy video. Like, you
Yeah.
need to get a coffee before listening to it.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to listen to it 2 or 3 times to get
For sure.
every point out of it. And I don't want to put all the win reading stuff in, let's say, the ballistic, or in the even the advanced ballistic class that is going to be happening later during the winter. It's just too much content
Yeah.
for a class. If I do it someday, and I will like to do it someday,
Yeah.
it's going to be in person. That is 100%,
Right.
100% sure.
Yeah. Because
And
people have to feel the wind. You know, they have to.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
one of those
You can
experiential.
tell people, like, look at the three, and it's gonna
Yeah.
tell you what it is. But
Yeah. Still.
I've what's nice with the YouTube video, I've got some footage of just the tree moving, the grass moving, the mirage itself, and so I'm just putting that. And when you see that, it's what you can expect of
Yeah.
5 to 8 miles per hour,
Correct.
and so
Yeah.
it's easier this way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. It is. I don't feel it to be a class in the, well, when for sure not a virtual class.
Yeah.
But when and if we do like live shooting classes,
Yeah.
we're
And
gonna have a nice portion of.
it's an advanced topic because, you know, part of the fundamentals that we talk about is you have to have your fundamentals and your trajectory correct. Otherwise, the wind reading is useless. You know, if you can't put a good group without wind, then you're not going to get a good solid. You're not going to be accurate or precise with wind. You know, no matter how
Yeah.
good your wind call is. So
Yeah, but the other
it's all
point
part of
is
it.
that we should talk about, you should understand the wind before you understand the spin drift.
Oh, for sure, for
And
sure.
and again, a lot of classes going to show you what the spin drift is, what
Yeah.
the Coriolis effect is,
Yeah.
and not or barely talking about the wind.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you need to understand the wind, you need to read it well.
Yeah.
And so it's a big topic,
Yeah.
but it is hard to
Yeah.
get on it like behind a screen.
For sure. For
So,
sure.
yeah.
But yeah, so you have to save something for next time, and if you want to study French, you can watch the video. There you go.
I'll translate it this winter. Yeah, I will.
For next season, give us another year of shooting against people who don't know yet, Yannick. I need every advantage. Don't teach everyone. Okay, so Gab has seen that video.
He's seen the video.
He's seen the video. Okay, Gab.
I know it's not the same video and live shooting and or live class, but yeah, it's you get there all the explanation you can expect for wind reading.
Again, we're at the very beginning of this learning curve, right? So everyone is still trying to figure everything out. Even though we're 4 or 5 years into the sport, it's still, you know, there's so many people just getting into it that have no idea. So every little bit that you put out helps tremendously, and certainly with kind of the format that you're doing it, it's awesome. So, are you recording those sessions and then allowing people to rewatch them, or?
Well,
or not?
just
No
say we
plans right
got
now.
some connection issue
Okay.
on the first one, so
Oh no.
I've lost like 2 hours up to two
Oh
hours and a
no.
half because I'm recording on another
Okay.
computer, and I've made some change for the second class, but
Okay.
the issue is with Teams. It disconnect after an hour if you
Yeah.
don't get the
The paid
professional
version.
account. I have a professional account, but it's for work,
Okay.
and so I don't want to use it
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
for the environment. So people will not get access to my
Yeah.
hospital email
There you
address,
go. Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I don't want.
No, for
And
sure. For sure.
so that's why I'm gonna try other stuff, because when
Okay.
you get disconnected on the other computer, I have to go upstairs and put back the recording
Okay.
on, and so. But it was the plan at the beginning to
Okay.
record and to put it on
Good.
on YouTube. The
Yeah.
other issue is that YouTube don't let me put video over 35-40 minutes,
Oh yeah.
because you need I think the rule is
Well,
that you
we're
need 1,000 followers to be
really
able to to publish longer video
interesting.
than what I got, and I only have like 800 or something
Okay. Because
followers. So
this is being sent to YouTube also this via StreamYard, and I don't think we have a limit in terms of duration.
oh,
So I don't know
oh.
I don't know how many max users we have available, but all of our podcasts are recorded on StreamYard and then published to YouTube at the same time.
I
So,
should
but
try again
yeah,
then. But I know
you can take a look.
when I've tried it
Maybe
with with my old account,
yeah,
it got
yeah.
it
Maybe it's
didn't let
different.
me show the video. I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe it's different if you're uploading versus broadcasting as a podcast. So we'll see. Something to look at,
Hmm.
maybe. Yeah, cool. Good. Well, thanks. I mean, it's awesome. I love it when people are giving back and helping build that community. So you're always a good guy for that. So yeah, I still remember at Battle Hill you had the barbecue there with the
The smoker.
the smoker. I know.
It's still the best brisket I ever did so far.
Yeah, the
Oh
smell
yeah.
was so distracting. I'd walk by and that's awesome.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
It was
Good.
a
Good.
good
Good.
one. It
That was
was
a
a
good
good
one.
one.
That
Oh yeah.
was the 2-day Eastern Championship. It was snowing and it was good. It was good times. It's when the
Yeah.
weather gets really bad that I enjoy the matches the most because
Oh
it
yeah.
tests it.
It was a bad weather. It was
Yeah,
so cold, and was it
wet.
raining? Yeah,
It
raining.
was wet snow. It was
Yeah.
so much snow,
Oh yeah, wet snow.
wet
Yeah.
snow. So everyone had whatever tents and canopies if they had it, and
Ah,
so it was fun. It was good. It's all good. Yeah, it's all good. Perfect. Anything else on that topic of teaching people how to shoot?
no, I think we've covered it pretty
Perfect.
well. It's just a new thing I'm
Yeah,
doing right now, and
it's good. Yeah. Well, judging by your waiting list, you can tell that there's a lot of demand and a lot of people that want to learn. So it's good.
well, when you start shooting, you don't like the $400 or $500 for a class. You can like if it would be me, I prefer keeping this money and put it on a better scope
Yeah.
or ammunition to train and stuff,
Yeah.
either of getting a class that won't necessarily
Yeah.
teach me a lot. So
Well, I tell people to go take a maple seed course, get a fundamentals course, just so you know how to pull the trigger properly, how to get your body natural point
mhm.
of aim. There's so
Yeah,
many fundamentals that people are missing, and they're skipping a very important step and they're losing accuracy and precision because of skipping that first step. They think, I don't need to practice. I just need better gear. Or if I take the course, it's like a magic wand, bag
yeah,
magique there that helps me shoot better automatically. So anyway, it's a long, painful curve.
yeah,
So
and it have
awesome.
to be.
Yeah. It's and that's the lessons that stay with you the longest. So awesome.
Mhm.
All right. Our third topic, Yannick, tuners. Tuners. So why don't you tell us your experience with tuners, how you got started, where you got it from, and what's your process of using a tuner, and then we'll talk about all the latest Brian Lit stuff and
Yeah,
the
well,
discussions going on.
yeah, well, some people know it, but I started my I started my center fire shooting career with trying F class, and most of the shooters in F class competition used back in the days, and we're talking 5-6 years ago,
Yeah.
everyone was using it. Every serious shooter, most of the serious shooter were using a tuner on
Okay.
their rifle.
Right.
It's been interesting. I would not necessarily pass the all the theory behind it, but it helped with the harmonics and it changed the barrel length, and
Right. I'm
so that
just
being said, I haven't got more interest in that. So years passed. In PRS, we haven't seen most of the tuners before 2 years, 3 years ago, maybe with the with ATS, I think, tune system. And I think it's ATS, the name of
okay.
it. It's Aaron Hip who show
Okay.
up with that for PRS. It's just because in F class you're not allowed to use a muzzle brake, and so
Okay.
Aaron put a tuner that go behind a muzzle brake, which was
Okay.
new,
Okay.
and where I think the tuners show up in the PRS game.
Right.
I've I've started trying one when I started the Rimfire.
Okay.
When the border got closed,
Right.
we were not able to shoot any more center fire matches
Right.
in Canada itself, or barely get
Yeah.
center fire matches. But Rimfire was still going strong,
Yeah.
and so a lot of people got a 22 and start shooting, and we're used to center fire precision, and so we
You
we
wanted some of
had
that back.
we had quite a hard time keeping it up with 22s, and so we
Yeah.
were looking at solutions. I remember back in those days, 2 years ago, I think Paul was designing the I think, yeah, 3 years ago, I
Paul
think
from
Paul was
Red
the
Knob.
yeah, Paul from Wednub. He was designing tuners that looks like a suppressor.
Right.
Probably everyone now knows the tuner cam,
The tuna can.
but it
Right.
was the early version. I think I have
Yeah.
one of the early here,
For
but
for those that don't know, a tuner basically is a threaded weight that you have one piece. The piece on the right screws into your threaded muzzle, and then the tuner screws on top of that on the set of threaded part on the outside of it, and you adjust where the weight is hanging by screwing it in or screwing it out. Fundamentally, that's how most of the tuners operate. They might have different thread pitches or different mechanisms, but the goal is basically to be able to precisely move that weight by turning it or screwing it in or screwing it out. So this is the Spearhead machine brake that they sent that they're issuing now. They sent me one to try out. So that's what they look like. But most of them are essentially the same thing. Just a weight that you can move along the barrel length
yeah, we
to
should have
adjust.
started
And
with that.
that's okay.
was
That's okay.
a tuner is, but yeah, it's a weight at the end of the barrel that change the harmonic, and you can move the weight like forward and backward, and so you change how the barrel is going to behave.
Right. So you're tuning the harmonics of the barrel by moving that weight.
Yeah, what's great about that is that for rimfire, where you can't can't tune a load, or well, you can adapt the rifle itself to the ammunition you're
Right.
using. I'm not saying you should get bad ammunition and get a tuner and make it work. You better get good ammunition, but it's going to help with the good ammunition to tighten the
Right.
group. And it's a solution we were looking at 3 years ago
Right.
when Paul came out with the tuner, and I was new to the rimfire world, and I was like, you really think it's going to change anything, blah, blah, blah. And so he just hang me out one, and he was like, just try it. And he had good result, and so he told me, like, just do a full turn until you get something. But it was the early version without graduation
Okay.
on the tuner. And so I put the tuner on the CZ455, make a turn, shoot a group, make a turn, shoot a group, make a turn, shoot a group. Everything was bad and worse. And so
Okay.
I bring it back to Paul, saying it just doesn't work.
Right.
And 6 months or 6 months later, I can, I've read about the tuner subject, and I've seen a lot of them and saw how precise they are, and like making a full turn was a bit
Too much.
too much. Yeah.
Okay.
And so I was asking, do you still have the tuner? I'm gonna make some tests. And so I marked myself some graduation on the tuner.
Right.
And I went out with Bruno with his Roger,
Yeah.
put about the same tuner on the rifle. We got like I can't remember 500 or 1,000 rounds of ammunition, and we start testing the tuner. And so now we got the tuner can, the new version of it, which have marks, 10 marks out of a turn.
Okay.
And it's because it's what we got by testing it. We found out that a 10 of a turn was where you could find nodes more precisely.
Okay.
And so yeah, so I went back to Paul saying what I found, and now they get really popular. And so it's how I started with the tuners.
Okay.
I've spent 100,000 of rounds testing it, and I've made a video both in French and in English on this one.
It's on your YouTube channel?
Yeah, on my YouTube channel about tuners, and I think it's just about the tuner can and the testing we've made, because we've filmed everything, we've measured all the group, take picture of everything, and so you can clearly you can clearly see the node, because it's not, it's just it's repeatable, and that's the main thing. And yeah, and so now Brian Litz, for those who haven't seen it earlier, 2 weeks ago, I think. Yeah, because it was just before the podcast. I was like, oh
yeah, it would have been.
We need to talk about the tuners. And he released an article saying the tuners don't work. YouTube channel name. It's a Canadian precision shooting. Yeah, I'm answering the question. Sorry, it's just pop up on.
I put a link up to the video. This is the English one.
All right.
So that's what I was looking for. Sorry. Mm-hmm. So there was some conversations about tuners and whether they
exactly.
work or not.
And so Brian Litz, he made some testing on itself. So where his conclusion is that you don't, it's just if you let's say if you shoot 100,000 ammunition, you're gonna get good groups and you're gonna get bad groups out of everything you're gonna shoot. And so what he was saying is that your tuners is just, you just got lucky on a tuner setting, and it's not repeatable.
Really?
Or you can't really get a better group. Yeah, statistically doesn't work. Yeah, Bruno told it's telling exactly what he said. And so out of it, Aaron Hips went nuts out of that. Eric Cartina got a little argument with him, and he got accused of a lot of stuff, of lying, of.
I mean, these were his findings, right? I mean, you have different findings,
and I totally, and I put a really, really quick PowerPoint to show what I'm thinking about his testing. But first of all, I have to say I trust his testing and I trust his result.
Yeah,
all of them. I read the article, I saw the picture of everything, and it does make a lot of sense to get the result when you do it the way he did it. And that's the main part from what I think. He didn't test the tuners the way the way you get improve in accuracy with a tuner.
Right.
And it's, Eric Cortina went this way with him, and I don't know, how can I share my
screen? You can share. Yep.
Oh yeah.
There should be one that says present.
Yeah.
You have a present button?
Yep. How do I do that?
And then you share a window or
no, okay.
or screen up on top.
All right. I think I have to do that. And then, no, it's not working. Um, like that. No, it's not. Oh, yeah.
Maybe
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's working.
you have to share it. Can you
I'm
share
not,
it?
yeah, I'm just not use tuner presentation. And, oh, yeah, it's working. It's going to work.
Okay.
It's downloading the file itself. Well,
Okay.
okay.
There it is.
So,
All right.
wow, it's cool. Everyone see what we
Yep.
see?
Yep.
All
So
right.
exactly the way it looks on the screen.
So I started with disclaimer.
Yeah.
First of all, for those who don't know, I'm not making any money with the tuners like Renub and Paul. I've tested the tuners and stuff,
Yeah.
but I'm not making any dollars out of it, and so I'm not affiliated with
Right.
Renub or anything. I've made a video myself because I like testing stuff, and
Yeah.
next video is going to be a huge hit. It's going to be a test with muzzle brake. It's going to be
Okay.
for center fire, but anyway, because so yeah, I just like testing stuff, and
Right.
so I don't make any money out of it, so I don't like you compare, like let's say Eric Cortina is selling
Okay.
tuners,
Yeah. Yeah.
Aaron Hip is selling tuners, and so
Got
they
it.
got argument, and
Yeah.
but they have financial interest in that, which
Correct.
I don't. So just want to do a quick disclaimer just to
Yeah.
begin with. Um, After that, yeah, I got access to the testing procedure, but he didn't show a lot of
Okay.
what he did for testing. So he said the groups he got, the group he've done, the rifle he used, ammunition he used, and a couple information like that. But it wasn't all record, or well, if it was, we didn't add access to all the
Okay.
recording. So
Right.
we're going with what we know, but I've had quite a few discussion with a couple of people
Okay.
who've been more in contact about this, and so this is, and as I said, I totally agree. Reading and having access to how Litz did his testing, I totally agree with that.
The results.
What he's saying is what happened.
Right.
All right. So yeah, I agree. He got his result, and if I would have tested the same way he did, I'm sure I should have the same result. And
Right.
it's where we're gonna go.
Okay.
That's why I've put a PowerPoint. I'm sorry, it's gonna be a lot of statistic, but yeah,
But that's
I know it's
important.
late. I know it's late, but I like don't go make yourself coffee, but it might help. Okay, so first of all, we got like on the PowerPoint right now, we got a normal distribution curve, which
Yeah.
is how every dispersion of every when you get a certain amount of information, it's how it's going to distribute itself. You're going to get an average, which is in the middle, the zero. You're
Yeah.
going to get what we call a standard deviation,
Yeah.
the SD. I know we use it on shooting information, but it is based on this same curve, and
Right.
we get the extreme spread, which is at the opposite of the curves,
Right.
and those are the extreme we get within the
Right.
standard
Right.
deviation. I think,
Right.
yeah, within the
Right.
standard
Right.
deviation. Oh, Rick, did we lost Rick, or we lost myself? Oh yeah, we lost Rick. All right, I'm still there. All right. I thought it was my connection. So well, I'll no, I continue to show then, and he's probably going to show up at some point. I thought it was myself, but oh, Rick is back.
Right. Yeah, sorry.
No problem. I was wondering if it was
It's
my connection
it's it's
that
it's
went
always
lost.
it's always me, Yannick. It's always me.
All right, good to know. But it could have been me. But yeah, so as so what I was saying is that we got a normal distribution curve. If you got math class is in I don't know when, but let's say at university or stuff, you should have seen those. So standard deviation include 68% of what you can get, and the extra spread's going to get 100% of what we can get, and we got the average right in the middle of it. All right, so that's the basic of math. We can apply that to ammunition speed, ammunition's group. So for the tuner subject, we're going to use it for ammunition groups. And so left, we got bad groups. Right, we can get amazingly good groups, which is not going to be the average, And for everyone, people who's posting on Facebook a quarter-inch group at 100 yards
Yeah.
is there to the right. It's not the average group. They're lying to you. All right. So that being said, we got the average, which is within the standard deviation. All right. So let's get an example. John, let's not say any names, and so we
Too
don't know
late.
who it is.
Okay,
But
John.
John, with
John.
a remix, using LA match at 50 yards, no tuners,
Yeah.
is gonna get an average standard within. But Yannick always do a quarter or better. Yeah, I'm not in the
The
in
sample.
statistic, but
This is
John
this is
is
John
make.
Ging. This is John Gingrich.
No, there is no name, Rick.
Okay.
No name here. And so John with his remix,
Yeah.
with his yellow remix and alien match 50 yard no tuner is gonna get
Yeah.
an average of half an inch group.
Yeah.
On really good day when he want to post some stuff on Facebook, he's gonna get a quarter inch.
Right.
And on some bad day when he won't gonna show any Facebook page, he's gonna get a 3/4 MOA.
Right.
And so it's what is gone is about half MOA groups, usually sometimes better, sometimes worse.
Yeah.
Now we got Johnny Boy. Yeah, I know I was tired when I did that, but we got Johnny Boy with a Savage Rascal
Yeah.
with a Barska scope. I don't know anyone who have a Barska scope, so that's why I put Johnny Boy. And he have no tuner also.
Yeah.
His average is really good for the setup, 2.5 inches.
Yeah.
At 50 yards. He got good days at 1 inch, and he got bad day at 4 inches. What do we see there is what is the result I got from my testing with tuners. You will understand later, but to compare John and Johnny, we're going to use the same statistic pattern pattern or design as what Let's use. So for those who have read the article, you're going to recognize those curves. And so it's exactly the same as the curve itself, but it's just on a line. So you get a line, you get a minimum, you get a maximum, which are the extreme spread. You get the standard deviation in the gray circle. I did it with paint, so don't expect something really clear, but it's the best I can do. And you get the average on the middle line.
Right.
So if we compare John to Johnny, and there is myself. Oh wow, I didn't remember I put myself there. But so you got the average of John, and if you remember, he got quarter MOA on the best day. He got half MOA, which is about there on average, and 3/4 MOA there. My gun itself is let's maybe a bit more than half MOA average. Standard deviation is there, and I got about quarter MOA on good days and a
Right.
full MOA on bad days. And there is Johnny with his bad rifle and bad ammunition. So we can compare that, and it's a nice table. All right, you got it, Rick.
Yep.
Not too lost.
Nope.
That's a good start. And now we compare only good guns. So we put Johnny aside, and we got John. We got not Johnny because we put Johnny aside. Remember?
Yeah.
All right. So we got not Johnny. We got myself. We got Donna, and we got someone named Matthew. And so they're all good rifles, shooting about half MOA. Matthew is a bit, it's worse. But other than that, everyone is about shooting half MOA.
Yeah. This is Matthew's 2021 data. He's shooting much better this year now.
I've said no names, Rick. I've said no names. And so what I was saying, yeah. So those are our average group for good rifles.
Right.
There is not much difference from John No Tuner to the worst one, which is Matthew No Tuners too.
Right.
Because everyone's using good barrels, good ammunition, and a good setup, and have a good
fundamentals,
a good experience.
Yeah.
Like good basic. Now, for example, we're gonna compare with a tuner, and that's where that's the main point of the article of Litz.
Right.
What I think have been lost in it is that with tuners, John best tuner, yeah. So the first one is John without a tuner.
Right.
John, it's all John. John best tuner setting, which gonna get a bit better groups on average, or fewer worse group, let's say that. But overall, it's gonna be about the same.
Right.
Worst group with the tuner is a bit worse than what it is without a tuner.
Yeah.
If you can get a bit better, well, you can get a bit worse. That makes sense. And the average tuner setting for his rifle is a bit worse.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Than without a tuner.
Yeah.
Because for a tuner to work, it need to be setted properly.
Right. Correct.
And so, on a statistic basis, if I compare the first one to the three others, and if I compare John to the rest of the other shooters, there is no gain on the tuner. All right. Do I go further? Yeah. And so just for those who don't know, Brian Litz was using a custom 22 for his test, and that is where I found it a bit sketchy to base the result on a heavy barrel.
Yeah.
On a tuner on a 20-inch barrel which is a MTU or a 1.2 straight.
Yeah.
We all know, well, if you've tested it enough, we all know with the barrel itself won't make barely any vibration. And so with most good ammunition is going to get really, really good groups.
Yeah.
And so testing a tuner in those conditions is going to give you the exact same result as John no tuner versus John with tuners.
And just to summarize that, because the barrel is so thick and solid, the tuner has very little effect on the harmonics.
Yeah.
When using it on a thicker barrel.
And I lived it, comparing my CZ455 with a really thin barrel. Yeah. When I switch with the Remix, which is an MTU 26 inches, the Remix, even using bad ammunition, give me the exact same group every day on like every day with most ammunition. It's get half an inch or better groups, which is what I get with the CZ455 when it's tuned.
Okay.
But when it's untuned or without a tuner, I get
worse groups.
An inch or worse than that.
Okay.
And so I know on the seas that it needs the tuner to work. On my heavy barrel, it doesn't need a tuner so far. Well,
Yeah.
I've put it. I need to do some more testing, but without a tuner, it was grouping as good as my CZ455 tune,
With the
and
tuned.
so I don't expect to get any more gain. And
Right.
it's exactly what I'm showing here. So
Yeah.
far, my testing with the heavy barrel, no matter the tuner is on, I get about the same group. So I'm gonna have to
Right.
test it on a more controlled environment or testing it at 200 but I don't like testing stuff at 200 with the wind and stuff. With
Right.
23 is pretty, it's hard to tell if it's the
Yeah.
tuner itself or it's just the wind stop when you shot the group. So
Exactly.
anyway, so my point is that you've used a really good rifle to do that, and so it won't. I think it won't show what tuner are
Yeah.
capable of. Um,
So there's minimal performance potential then with a good custom gun based on the barrel profile, right?
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and he did the test because people could say easily, well, he did the test for center fire too. Yeah, but
Yeah.
he used also a custom gun with a 6BR.
Yeah.
And for those who knows or shoot BRs, you can throw in whatever load you want and it's gonna
Yeah.
work well. I'm shooting a
Yeah.
22 BR, and the thing, no matters how many powders I put in it, I get under 10 SDs all the time, and I get half an inch without even working. And so using a 6BR again to trying to test a tuner is not the best cartridge
Yeah.
you're running. Even more, he got the load of the 6BR, then he put the tuner on it, and so
Okay.
you won't get. I think you can get statistically significant difference to prove that it's working or not. Learn is getting tuner, blah blah blah. The
Yeah.
best
There's
practice to determine the
so
ideal setting to the Christmas.
yeah. I guess that's a question that comes up frequently when you're tuning. Are you tuning for a distance, or does the tuner help across all distances? And that's the first question that people are
Yeah,
asking.
I know what people. I know what people are saying. I know what people are thinking, and from my testing, it's a different. I have a different point of view. So people are saying tuners are affecting your, and how I'm gonna explain that and stay calm.
Don't stay calm.
People, nah, but well, okay. So the what people are saying when they ask you, you have to tune for a distance itself.
Yeah.
It's that the tuner is gonna change the harmonic.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't believe in the harmonic theory. I believe in the shockwave theory, but we
Okay.
can get that later. So the harmonic theory is that the barrel is waving,
Yeah.
and so the tuner make it when you get a bullet going too slow, the tuner is gonna make the barrel pointing upward, and
Okay.
so it it's gonna flatten the spread on
Okay.
an horizontal line.
Right.
And the reverse is true. When you shoot a fast bullet, the tuner is going to make the barrels going more down, pointing
Okay.
downward, and so the bullet's going to hit lower than
Okay.
the speed. And from my point of view, it doesn't make any sense. Well, if it would have made sense, I would not have get the result I got testing the tuner. From what I've got, the best uh, tuning at 50 got me the best group also at 200, because I've been testing at 50 all the way around the tuna can, and then
Okay.
we've shot at 200 all the way
All the way.
around the tuna can, and the best setting at 50 was the exact same best setting at
Okay.
200. And so what I conclude of that is that it doesn't make the barrel pointing up or down to when
Yeah.
depending on the bullet speed.
It
And
doesn't it
so
doesn't exaggerate it at a farther distance.
no,
It,
and
okay.
no, and it's what would have happened if it was the case.
Right.
And so I tune as close as possible because of the wind. Because at 22, even at 50 yards, if you get 2 miles per hour, you're gonna get a larger group.
Right.
And so you need a calm day. And if you get 50, if you get 30, because you're not sure, go get the closer you can.
Yeah.
And from what I saw, it's gonna apply to
Okay.
every distances. And
Interesting.
yeah,
That's
and
good to
so
know.
what I was saying is that before I don't believe in the harmonic stuff. I believe in
Right.
the shockwave
Okay.
theory. You can go read on the internet about the difference between both. The harmonic is saying the barrel is waving, and so you have to tune the cartridge or the tuner, so the bullet's going to leave when the barrel is flat.
Yeah.
And the shockwave theory is that the barrel vibrate because when you pull the trigger and the
Yeah.
powder start to burn, it create a shockwave. It's create a
Right.
vibration that's go
Right.
down the barrel. And
Yeah.
with as every shockwave, when it go at the end of the barrel, it's come back then.
Yeah.
And what you want to tune, and I feel it fits really well how tuners behave.
Right.
What you want to tune is that the shockwave won't interface with the bullet when it's going through,
Okay.
when it's going out of the barrel. Let's say the shockwave is at the end of the barrel when the bullets
Well, it's
quit,
leaving. Yeah.
and then it's gonna, the vibration's gonna leave with the bullet itself.
Okay.
And so you're gonna get a less predictable group
Yeah.
at the end. But if you can tune so the you're in between two shockwave when the bullet leaves,
Right.
and then it get more stable
Interesting.
when it's getting out.
Yeah.
And so I believe it fits well, both the heavier contour, shorter
Yeah.
barrel, tuners, everything, every effect we feel just get fits. It just fits better with
Right.
with this theory, and so it's what I believe. But again, it's
Now, the good part is people can test this easily, right? If they find a rotational location that works well at a shorter distance, they can easily replicate it if you've got the graduations to retest it at 150 or 200 to confirm,
yeah,
right? You go quarter turn, that's going to bring it some way. And if you bring it back to the same point that shot well at a closer distance, it should be the smaller group, provided the,
yeah,
the wind is the same, obviously. But that's people can test that, and you can settle it for yourself. Then you
yeah,
can say, in my testing, this is my result, right? And that's the key thing. You have to test all this stuff on your own. As you
exactly.
said, a custom high end gun, will behave differently to a tuner than a production gun, right? So
Yeah, exactly. And
yeah,
and if I finish the
yeah,
PowerPoint, I think it's what we get. Yeah, we got now it's just the testing result.
right,
Most of them are not real. I just add them to
yeah,
to to show the point, but
right,
still, you know, what about bad gun, bad ammunition, but a good shooter?
right.
And did I put Matthew there? No, I didn't.
No,
But I don't know why. With a tuner,
yeah,
and so yeah, so theoretical result based on my testing,
yeah,
and so you can here it is, John, with a good gun, with good ammunition,
yeah.
will always shoot better than whatever bad gun, bad ammunition you're
With
gonna
a tuner,
set up with a tuner.
yeah,
But John with no tuner,
yeah,
I was supposed to be Johnny anyway. John with no tuner, John with the best tuner
yeah,
setting, gonna get a huge improve over
right,
bad gun and bad accuracy at the
right,
beginning, because it's where you can easily get better result.
right,
And it's exactly what we got when I was testing. When I was
right.
testing bad ammunition, like the cheapest ammunition possible, we got like 200% better accuracy
Improvement,
on one setting, and it was repeatable. We did it 2 or 3 times, and going other setting, shooting two MOA groups and going back to our setting, shooting half MOA groups. But it was, the SD was 25 or something like that. So it's not even
Yeah.
possible to
Yeah.
think going to a match with that, but
Yeah.
still. And so you get the result out of it. And yeah, those are the conclusion, and it's exactly what we've said. Barrel profile have a huge impact. The ammunition have themselves have an impact. Shooting good ammunitions, good, even tuned or not tuned, the statistical difference won't be significant to prove that tuners have an effect.
Right.
And it's exactly what I think happened with Brian Litt's brandless testing, and so
Interesting.
all right, cool.
So there is a question from Matt. So he's saying that you answered Brian's findings for the same average group size, but how about the point he makes that it's not repeatable? If you shift the tuner and then shift it back, he doesn't get the same results.
Yeah, it doesn't. Well, it's not that it doesn't get statistically a result that is close enough in
Okay.
difference to confirm that the tuner itself or the tuner
Okay.
setting is repeatable. And I
Gotcha.
agree with him.
Yeah.
If your gun, and I could show the PowerPoint, one of the PowerPoint we've one of the slide we got earlier. If your gun is shooting a quarter MOA, half MOA all day, and you got on one tuner setting a quarter MOA,
Yeah.
people's gonna believe this quarter MOA is due to the tuner setting, and
Oh, I see.
that's not right.
Yeah.
It might just be a good group out of the curve itself,
Right.
being inside the standard deviation
Right.
that you can expect of the precision, of the accuracy of your rifle.
Right.
And so when you go back to the setting,
Yeah.
an hour later or 2 days later, you can also get a 3/4 MOA being on
Right.
the other side of the standard deviation of the groove itself.
Yeah.
And doesn't make it
Right.
unreliable.
Right.
It's gonna need more
Yeah.
shot to get
Correct.
to it, and you
Makes
have to
sense to me.
identify if the average is gonna keep the same
Yeah.
or it's gonna get better inside
Yeah.
the standard deviation, which is not what Brian Liz documented
Right.
on his finding. And so
Gotcha.
he should have just shot way more rounds at way more setting before
Yeah.
concluding that. And it's my
Interesting.
opinion, because you just went to a setting. Oh, this setting gave me 25% more accuracy. Shot under the group. Oh, it's just 5% accuracy, so it's not repeatable. And the other one, no, it's 10% more. But yeah, sometimes even with the tuner, remember the curve of
Yeah.
the without tuners and
Yeah.
good tuners. There is a lot of margin where the
Yeah.
tuner is going to give you the same accuracy if you get a good rifle, if you get
Yeah.
good ammunition, where you're going to get the same and even worse accuracy than the average of without the tuner.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's my finding over it.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, again, people have to try it out on their own and make up their own mind. I think they're, like you said, I mean, it's shot within the standard, the dispersion available within that platform, right? There's less room to move. There's a question from Jesse. This goes to, what is a good round, and do you look at SD or do you look at group size? I've seen some ammo shoot low single digits, 5, 6, 7 SD, and some shoot 15 or 12, and I don't find there's a group difference. Obviously, if it's 25, 30, it becomes more problematic. But I think you have to look at it from the performance downrange as well, and equal conditions. What's your thought on? Do you care about SD when choosing ammo, or
Yeah, I
what?
do. I care about groups and standard deviation and extreme spread.
Okay.
There's people chasing single digit standard deviation, and I do, but when you compare the deviation you're gonna get downrange from SD of 10
Yeah.
compared to SD of 5, it's not worth
Yeah.
working on that.
Yeah.
When you're under 10, you're if you get good groups out of it, you will be more than happy. But
Yeah.
if I had to choose between, let's say, if I have to choose between SD of 5 and half MOE, three-quarter MOE gun, and SD of 15 and quarter MOE, I'll get SD of 15 or quarter
Yeah.
MOE.
Yeah.
Because the S15 of SD is not bad at all for
Yeah.
what we do. We know the dope, and so
Yeah.
targets give you the margin of error
Yeah.
you need for SD of 15.
Correct.
Over 15, yeah, it started going to be a bit too high, but not an issue at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, especially you have to match that up with the flexibility within the targets. You know, for shooting 5 MOA targets or 3, you know, there's lots of latitude there. But yeah, it's group size that really we look at. You know, sometimes you don't have
It's a
a
mix of both.
radar all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mix of both. Like you don't want an SD of 25, 30
No.
either, but yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. That's cool, man. I think you answered a lot of questions. So the bottom line is you've got to try it out yourself and make up your own mind. Shoot close and shoot far with the same one, and decide for yourself whether it only works at one range. And again, if I can summarize what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, Yannick, a great platform has a lot less to gain from a tuner than an entry level, production level, straight from the factory platform. How much benefit, you'll have to try it out with the different tuners, and I don't know if one tuner is better than another, but I think the goal. And actually, we had a question also on muzzle brakes, because a muzzle brake effectively is a non-tunable tuner, right? It sits there and it may or
Well, it can be tunable. You can turn a muzzle brake the same way you can turn a tuner, so
oh,
it's
just
going
by
to
screwing it in,
affect it
screwing. Yeah,
the same way. The
I
difference
guess.
is the weight. Like a tuner are made
Yeah,
to move the weight on the barrel, and
yeah,
so they weight more than usually what a brake
yeah.
will do. And even
Interesting.
the other point is the brake with a 22 is a bad idea, because the 22 is a pretty dirty cartridge, and
Yeah,
so the brake's gonna get dirt really, really quickly, and then you're gonna have issue with the accuracy.
yeah.
uh,
But they look cool, Yannick. Some of them look really cool.
yeah, but you can put a tuner and look cool.
Oh, I
And
guess. I guess
so,
you're right. You're right. I don't know. Awesome. Great,
yeah,
great chat tonight, Yannick. Thank you for coming on, talk to us about
pleasure.
international precision rifle and your video teachings, and finally the tuner is it the tuner discussion.
Yeah,
It's not a controversy; it's a discussion, right? I think people
I
just
don't know. It's both of them, both
yeah.
of that.
So, like, I've never played around with it, but now that I've got one from Spearhead Machine, I'm definitely gonna try it out and blow a brick just to see
Yeah,
what
it's
difference.
fun. It's fun to use anyway.
Yeah,
You barely don't have anything to lose out of
yeah,
it, and
and
it's gonna help if you get a
yeah,
bad batch of ammunition, because
yeah,
right now it's hard to get ammunition. So if
yeah,
you get a bad batch that got decent SDs and you can make it
yeah,
group well with the tuner, it's
yeah.
worth
I'll, I'll
it's worth
definitely
trying.
I'll definitely try it on the 457 stock ones that we've got, and or the T1Xs, just to see what difference. Again, I don't. I think the high end open guns that we've got from Rimex or Voodoo or Ultimatum, they shoot. They're already doing what I want them to do, but I
Yeah,
want to see if I can
you
get
will
the
have a
production
hard
guys to shoot.
time getting better
Yeah,
groups.
it's
Or
all within the statistical average of the shooter at that point. I think
yeah.
is what I expect. So cool, man. Thank you, sir.
All
Look
right,
forward
thanks to
to
you.
hopefully seeing you. Take care. Get some rest.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I will.
Appreciate it. All right,
Thank
guys.
you, Rick.
Rimfire Nation brought to you by Tesro.ca. Check out Tesro.ca for all your precision shooting needs. They are dealers in some of the best brands in precision shooting. Check them out, Tesro.ca. Thanks, Asmir. Thanks, Miriam. Thank you, Yannick. See you all on the firing line. Take it easy.